He said, well, surely I will, but I don't know. And she said, do you have any insurance? And the nurse asked. He said, no, I don't. Do you have any money? No, I don't. Not a penny. Do you have any relatives who might be able to pay for this surgery? Only my spinster sister in New Mexico. She's a nun. Well, nuns aren't spinsters, Pat. They're married to God. They're not spinsters, Pat. They're married to God, the nurse said. Fine, replied Pat. Then my brother-in-law will take care of the bill. That's pretty cute, huh? And a Catholic school teacher asked little Johnny, every week here we love little Johnny. Little Johnny, tell me honestly, do you say prayers before eating every meal? He said, no, sir, I don't have to. My mom is a good cook. So there we go. We like a little humor to open up our lives. So as I mentioned earlier, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore founded Unity. Both of their birthdays are in August. So every year in August, I try to do my sermons, my messages as a tribute to their teachings. And this is just a few slides of them. Myrtle was born August 6, 1845. Do the math, she'd be 180 today. Charles was born August 22nd, and he'd be 171. And these are some of the early pictures and the long-time pictures of them together in founding Unity. Next week, my message is on Essential Fillmore, and I'm going to tell you the pioneering history of Charles and how Unity started. But today, my message is a heritage of faithfulness, that they gave us spiritual principles that when we practice them and apply them and live them are transformative to our lives. So, fearful thinkers, possibility thinkers love to tread where others have not ventured, right? We're kind of doing that now with our building. We're possibility thinking. Fearful thinkers, on the other hand, stay within the prescribed boundaries of what's known and what's familiar and what's been done before and what's tried and what's true and what's proven. And anything that encroaches or spills over out of that is a little bit alarming. I entitled our lesson today, as I said, A Heritage of Faithfulness, and the Oxford Dictionary defines heritage as anything that is inherited, especially when regarded as worthy of preservation. Worthy of preservation. So I want to talk about the principles, some of the principles today that are worthy of preservation. 125 years ago, a group of people who were possibility thinkers caught an idea for a more meaningful faith, right? They were committed, intelligent, and loving people with a deep faith, but they felt that the religion of their day was proving to be unsatisfactory. Their religion made statements that adherents would be given a place in heaven in an afterlife with all kinds of rewards, while their lives here on earth were filled with sickness, poverty, fear, lack, disappointment. They wanted a spirituality that was relevant and practical for their day, one that produced satisfying results. And they defined satisfying results as health of their body, peace of mind, prosperity, guidance when they needed wisdom, meaningful work, love, a sense of well-being, and an ability to care for their families. And so Charles called it practical Christianity. It was, some people say, well, is Unity Christian? Of course we are. But the Fillmores wanted it to be practical, applied Christianity that made a difference in our everyday lives. And they said they wanted all of this practical Christianity that gave them prosperity and peace of mind and health of body, all in the here and now, not in some afterlife, that you suffer your whole life, die, go to heaven, and then things are good. I've always asked myself, this is terrible, don't quote me, if the afterlife is so great, why don't people just kill themselves and get there faster, right? Right? It's so splendid. Anyway, the Fillmores made an earnest study of a more positive, practical Christianity, and from it they gave us a heritage of spiritual principles which they applied, they proved successfully over and over, and I want to share some of those with you today. Number one, they left us a heritage that all visible things have their origin in the invisible. that there is a universal Christ consciousness that permeates and sources us and sustains us and vibrates. It's all around us, it's within us, it's outside of us, it's behind us, it's below us, it's everywhere present, omnipresent. And it is the essence of God. It's the vibration of God. They found that it's the great causing power in mind, and that only through knowledge of this power can we deal successfully with the restless shadows of life that appear. What I love about this is they said it doesn't matter if you need physical healing right now in this room, if you need a perfect mate, if you need money to pay your bills, if you need more fulfilling work, if you need more friendships, if you want to be a better person. You don't have to know how this invisible power works, only that it does. Only that it does. And you must be willing to allow it to work on your behalf. And you do that first by trying it. Secondly, by trusting it. And then third, by observing it and proving it for yourself. It's building your own faith and belief in this God substance that's everywhere present in the universe. Rather than say, I don't see how this could happen, I don't see how this could happen, you have to make an internal shift that says, I am willing to have this happen somehow. That releases the who, what, when, where, and all the analysis and all of that. Make an internal shift to, I am willing to have this happen somehow. And then watch. You apply your faith. I'm willing to believe that with God all things are possible. You try it, you apply it, and then you observe it, and you let God be God in you and in your life. And you'll see demonstrations of your faith over and over and over until you believe. It builds your belief. And then you know too much not, I say I know too much not to believe. Too many things I've witnessed and proven in my own life over and over that I know too much not to believe. So let's put our hands on our hearts and affirm this together this morning. Think about something in your life that you're praying about, or something you're praying for someone else, and let's affirm it together. I am willing to have this happen somehow. That somehow just gives the Spirit of God full sway to work in your life, and you allow it. There's no resistance, and then you're in harmony with that flow of that Spirit. When you start your car, I love this example. When you start your car, your key used to be a tiny piece of metal that you put into the ignition, right? A minuscule in size in comparison to the power of the engine that will drive the car. Now we touch a button, don't we? But all the horsepower depends on your touch or on the flick of the key if you still have a key ignition, right? You don't need to know how all of that engineering works. You just have to be willing to do what? Use it. Use it, allow it for an unfathomable force to work wonders in moving your car. Thousands of pounds, this little tiny key. You insert it, turn it, and it moves thousands of pounds. I love that idea that you don't have to know how it works, only that it does. You have to apply it. You have to trust it. You have to rely on it. Have you ever put your key in the ignition, turn the car, and it goes like click, 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 click. Doesn't work. You just go, oh. I don't know how I got on that. I surrender to the wisdom and strength of Spirit. This is it. Do for me what I cannot do for myself. We have to get the little me out of the way of the big I am, right? So the greatness of God can flow through us. Get the little me out of the way of the big I, that ego I sense, and just humble ourselves and step in that humility of there's something in me but not of me that is greater than me, that sources me and flows through me and does all things. And when I align with it in the harmony of my mind, my thoughts, my heart, and my feelings, I'm in the flow of that current of Spirit, and all things are possible. This very substance is ever new and responsive to our thoughts of life. Our bodies and the health of our bodies are an outpicturing of what we're holding in our consciousness. I always say, You look like what you're holding in consciousness. Your body is an outpicturing of the dominant thoughts in your mind. What you see and what you're experiencing in your life forms a mental image, an I am-age, an I am-age. I am the Christ of God. And what you see is the image you see in the mirror is the outpicturing of the dominant consciousness that you live and breathe and stand for. You can change what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're feeding your body and your life. Rather than say something like, I'm sick, I feel ill, my latest x-ray showed this terrible thing. You have to begin to praise your body. That's why I had to sing that song today. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell. Sing it in the shower. Sing it when you're driving in your car, because you're speaking words of praise, and the mind that's creating the neural network in your brain is cascading those thoughts into the physiology of your body and bringing wholeness to you. This is what the Fillmores taught. They declared health and truth and life. Myrtle's healing was the founding of our unity faith. So we have to begin to praise our body and thank it for its glorious life. You can't look in the mirror and go, are those crow's feet I'm seeing? Is that gray hair at my temple? No, no, no. I am a beautiful child of God. I radiate the life of spirit. I'm so grateful for a healthy body. And you speak that even when you're sick. You praise your body for its wholeness, its ability to restore you to perfect health. You praise your body when you're sick, regardless of appearances. You speak words of life that are in harmony and with the truth of spirit, with the truth of God in you, not with the appearance that's showing up. When we use denials and affirmations in unity, when we say, oh, I'm not sick, we don't do that. We don't deny that you're having an experience of something. But what we deny is it has any ultimate power over the power of God within you. That the power of God within you is almighty. The power of God within you is everything. So you can deny an illness. You can deny high blood pressure. You can deny diabetes. We don't deny that you have it, but we deny that it has any ultimate reality in the cells and tissues and fibers of your being, because that's the universal Christ Spirit in you. And it has no power over that universal Christ Spirit in you. Spirit, a perfect body, and let's see, what do I have here? Let's see. We deny that it has any power over us, any power over the truth of God, of who we are, which is perfect, whole, holy, harmonious in every way. Spirit, a perfect body in Christ, and we hold on to that pattern vigilantly until it routs out everything that's not in agreement with it. I am health and life. I am health and life. I am health and life. My body is healthy, whole, and well. My body is healthy, whole, and well. And like we said, you allow it, you apply it, and you persist in it until you prove it for yourself, and you see remarkable changes in your body. We have a slide. I am strong, healthy, vital, and alive. Where is that one? I am strong, healthy, vital, and alive. It's a good one to speak. There it is. Let's affirm this together. I am strong, healthy, vital, and alive. I move with ease and grace. All my joints are flexible and strong. My internal organs are made from spirit, and spirit is pure, holy, powerful, and alive in me. Now you've just given your body a bath of spiritual life, and you can feel it in it. And these are the thoughts that we want to have. This is what we want to be the dominant thought in our body. The Christ consciousness within us is of limitless life, strength, power. It's everywhere present. It's restoring me, you, each of us to perfect health now. When we gather like this in a spiritual community, our collective thoughts and feelings come together. When we speak words of life, we're energizing and igniting a power that's all powerful. And you can step into, I like to use the analogy, you can step into the stream of that universal Christ consciousness and have it flow over you and in you and through you to effect positive change in your life. The Christ consciousness is of limitless life, strength, power, everywhere present, restoring me to perfect health now. Those are the kinds of things you want to commit to memory. So when you're in the shower, you're in the bath, you can just be bathing yourself, not only for the cleanliness of spirit of the earth, but the cleanliness of spirit, allowing your body to be a part of that. In the Atom Smashing Power of Mind, it's a book, one of the books that Charles Fillmore wrote. This is just straight Fillmore this morning when we listened to what he was teaching about our bodies. Listen, he says, "Let us repeat that the body of man is the visible record of his thoughts." Bro. I don't always look in the mirror and go, oh, beautiful. I remember I was at the Youth of Unity conference, and on the last day, we always have big dance, 700 kids for a week. And they're all in their little hotel rooms getting ready for this big dance. And Amanda was 15, and I was the room sponsor in the room where she was staying. And she got ready for the dance, and she had this little black party dress on. And I saw her stand in front of the mirror like this with perfect posture and say, "I am beautiful." And the radiance of what she said has stayed with me for 20 years, right? I am beautiful. She knew at that young age to affirm that life, let us repeat that the body of man is the visible record of his thoughts. It is the individual's interpretation of his identity, and each individual shows in his body just what his views are. How about that? We get worn down over the years sometimes. The body is the record of the mind of its owner. Ruh-roh. The individual may become any type of being that he elects to be. We select the mental model and the body images it. So the body is the image and likeness of the individual's idea. We may embody any conception of life or being that we can conceive, but the body is the exact reproduction of the thoughts of its occupant. You know, when you see these people that are slumped over with life or depressed or, you know, just, you can see the whole burden of their thoughts are out picturing in their body versus the person who stands up head erect. And he says, as a man thinks in his mind, so is his body. The choice lies with you. The body merely executes the mandates of the mind. And we're learning this now in the neuroplasticity, that the brain is plastic and you can mold it with your thoughts, that you create new neural networks in your brain, new neurons and new neural networks by repeated thought creates a new neural network, and it can branch out and make other networks that then cascades that what I don't know what all it is, that physiology into your body. When you cascade that I am strong and healthy and whole and well, and you build those neural networks, your body responds to that neuron, those neurons. So the choice lies with you. The body merely executes the mandates of the mind. Each individual is just what he believes himself to be. The truth is, there is no ready-made body factory in the universe. Charles was in this chapter talking about, well, I'll die and go to heaven and my body will be resurrected into purity. He goes, there's no universal body factory. You have the body that you have now. And he says, the thing to do is to improve the bodies that we have now. We may resurrect ourselves from every dead condition into which ignorance has plunged us. To be resurrected is to get out of a place that you are in and get into another place. Resurrection is a rising into new vigor, new prosperity, a restoration of some higher state. The transformation is worked out by the individual himself. It is the death or the annihilation of the erroneous beliefs, the wrong beliefs, that the ignorance has stored in the cells of the body. And it is first a mental resurrection, followed by a body resurrection. That's quite a bit of Charles, but to sum that up, the body is the record of the mind of its owner. The individual may become any type of being he elects to be. The body is the exact reproduction of the thoughts of its occupant. As we think in our hearts and minds, so are we. The choice lies with you. The body merely executes the mandates of your mind. That's Charles Fillmore. When we talk about the heritage of faithfulness and what he left us, that's just, it's so empowering when you take hold of that belief and you say, well, I don't really know that all that's true. Just begin to believe it. Just begin to apply it. Begin to sing to your body in the shower. Begin to look in the mirror and praise and bless what you see. And watch then to prove it for yourself if you don't have more energy and the body that you hope to have, that you want, that you're creating. Okay, where am I here? I lost my place. Oh, here we go. Lastly, they get number 3, I think it is. They gave us a heritage that says, all overcoming is a change of mind from error thinking to truth, from world thought to God thought. The Fillmore's talked a lot about erroneous thinking or error thought, meaning we now say it's negative thought, that you have a mindset that's life-affirming or a mindset that's life-negating. And all overcoming is a change of mind from life-negating thought to life-affirming thought, from world thought to God thought. You can look out at all the appearances going on in the world and be deeply influenced by that. But we know inside of ourselves, we know from our truth teachings, that it has no ultimate power over the condition of our lives. And the collective consciousness of all of us has the power to change the things that are happening in the world. That's a big one. Right now, I read a daily word this week. I was going to share it with you. That it says, reconciling the desire for global peace with the reality of conflict and injustice is a deep spiritual work. It's a work that we're all called to right now. At times I may feel powerless to create meaningful change. So not only are we creating meaningful change in the life and health of our bodies, in the life and health of our marriages, in the life and health of our finances, but collectively we're forming a vibration that releases into the universe that has the power to improve or change and shift the conditions of the world. I may feel powerless to create meaningful change, but I remind myself that since consciousness shaped those conditions, consciousness can transform them. How about that? I begin with my own mind. I consider the woman healed by touching the hem of Jesus' garment. The real work began in her belief. She had to believe in her own worthiness and then summon the courage to act on that belief. A lot of times we're thinking about healing our body, getting well with some illness, or we get some threatening diagnosis, or the x-ray shows something, and it just feels overwhelming. But you have to begin to believe that it's possible that you'll be healed and that your circumstances can be transformed into greater good. Daily Word says, so it is with me. Trusting in the goodness of God, my consciousness rises on the faith that love and peace will prevail across the globe. That's kind of hard to look at appearances or judge by appearances. We don't judge by appearances. We judge righteous judgment. And the word righteous is right use of spiritual law. We judge with the right use of spiritual law. And our right use of spiritual law is to love and affirm, to become a collective consciousness and a vibration of goodness that radiates out from us, out from this building, out from Auburn, out from California to the world, right? So it is with me, trusting in the goodness of God, my consciousness rises on the faith that love and peace will prevail across the globe. I do what is mine to do, trusting even small acts of compassion help create a more peaceful, harmonious world. I'm one more drop in the ocean, but that drop is compassion and love and peace, right? And the scripture is something I never heard before, but it may become my new favorite passage in the Bible. It says, it's from Psalms 85:10. Steadfast love and faithfulness will meet. Righteousness and peace will kiss each other. Righteousness and peace will kiss each other. Psalm 85:10. Well, I don't know how I got off on that so early. Here we are. All overcoming is a change of mind from error thinking to truth, from world thought to God thought. The way to overcoming is first place yourself in faith in the realization that you are a child of God in your divine sonship or your divine daughtership. You are an ideation or a radiation of the universal Christ consciousness showing up as you in the universe. How often have we set an intention and then sabotaged it, set an intention to live from this radiance of good and then sabotaged it? Have you ever committed, I do this, have you ever committed to eating healthy? You go out and buy all your vitamins and your supplements along with all those bags of potato chips and wheat thins, buy the junk food and the vitamins. Somehow that sabotages the desire to keep my body filled with nutrition. We do that because when we think about something year after year, it tends to perpetuate the condition. We're just in the habit of going past the pretzels and the chips and throwing one in the bag, going past the Diet Cokes and all the sodas and things and throwing them in the grocery cart. What would it take to step back from that for a minute and say, I'm a child of God, whole, holy, harmonious, and perfect. I feed my body the nourishment of spirit and prayer and life. All overcoming is a change of mind. Whether you're overcoming smoking, alcohol, depression, regret, some kind of disease, the process is to change the mind from error or negative life-defeating thinking to life-affirming thinking, to thinking God thought. We have to anchor ourselves in this highest spiritual thought of what we want to see. And then, this is the hard part, be willing to continue the spiritual work until we see results. We're in an instantaneous society. We click a thing and Amazon delivers it to our door. Speed is just so amazing now. We turn the key in the ignition and the car starts. Everything is instant. But we have to be willing to continue our spiritual work, the development of our consciousness toward the Christ Spirit, until we see results. Most change is incremental. We give up too soon. So we want to celebrate the small steps that we keep going. I set an intention once, I don't remember, it was so long ago, to do something, and I did some journaling and I uncovered a couple places where I wasn't in alignment with what I was trying to create. And so I corrected that, and the very next day, a friend sent me a text message with an attachment that was a picture of what I've been praying to create. And I thought, you see, my vibration's going out to the universe, and the universe has caught the conception of what I'm creating and signaling to me, is this what you meant, Cherie? Is this what you're talking about? And then I went out to my mailbox the next day, and someone else had sent me a picture. Unbeknownst to them I was doing any of this, sent me a picture and said, I saw this and thought of you. And it was the very thing I was trying to create. When you're creating in consciousness, you watch for spirit to respond. You walk past the magazine stands at the grocery checkout store, and you see the cover of a magazine that's exactly the thing you're envisioning for your life. That's the universe talking back to you, saying, I'm getting it. I'm getting your vibration. I'm taking hold of it. Let me inch this toward you. It happens. Your vibration is accelerating, and your good, what you're dreaming of, is coming into alignment with your soul. All overcoming is a change in mind from error thought to God thought. So I want to close this morning by saying we're grateful to our founders for the heritage of spiritual principles they left us. We have to now carry on and be possibility thinkers. Now our world needs our consciousness, needs our life-affirming thought, needs our life-affirming language and speech. Before we leave the planet, we're going to behold sweeping changes, aren't we? Over the next 50 to 100 years, hopefully we will, not hopefully, but we declare we'll reverse the notions of war and starvation and disease and poverty and racism. All of these are up in our awareness for our calling to be able to envision a beautiful world, a world of wholeness, a world of harmony, a world that nourishes people, a world that beholds the sacred worth of every human being. You are here at Unity because you get that so totally, the sacred worth of every human being. A Course in Miracles reminds us that there is no order of difficulty in miracles, but we have to immunize ourselves from error thinking, from negative thinking. We have to let our collective consciousness be embraced and positioned for the outcomes that we want to see. The outcomes for the health of your body, the outcomes for the harmony in your marriage, the outcome for the prosperity in your life, and the outcome for the peace and beauty of our world. A limited mind sees dead ends, right? And believes in dire circumstances. The divine mind in us remembers that anything is possible, that all things are possible, that there is no order of miracles in God. There's no prognosis set in stone. The power to create our lives rests not with the legislators or the politicians or the doctors or the theologians or our parents. The power to create our life rests with us right here in our own consciousness of who we are and whose we are. So the issues that confront and alarm us are in our field of awareness because we are in a position to transform them. We are the possibility thinkers. We are the life-affirming collective consciousness that's being spilled out and delivered into the universe now. And just as an individual is not given any challenges greater than he or she is capable of handling, this is our civilization capable of turning crisis into creation. It's in all of us. All of the things that we're seeing, all the negativities are not there to overwhelm us, but to stir us. They are not the end of a sad story, but the beginning of a better one for our lives and our children. And they are calls for truth, compassion, and togetherness, moving that radiation of vibration that we are as the Christ of God out to the universe. These things that we're seeing won't go away with medication, legislation. They're transformed only through awakening, of rising up our thoughts, opening our minds to the reality and the truth of Spirit. And the things that we wake up to, the things that we're doing right now in our collective consciousness to transform the world, this is the heritage of faithfulness that we will live. We will leave for our sons, our daughters, and the generations to come. So we thank the Fillmores in their birthday month for giving us those wonderful principles. We are the possibility thinkers, but we must immunize ourselves from error thinking. That's all the confusion that we're seeing. And is there one more up there, Jack? Yeah, steadfast love. This is the scripture from Psalm 85:10. Steadfast love and faithfulness will meet. Righteousness and peace will kiss each other. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Commit that to memory, and when you watch the news, just say righteousness and peace will kiss each other. Right use of spiritual law and the peace of Christ will meet and create what's next for our world. So God bless you. This morning we're doing something a little bit different. I've invited a couple of people in our spiritual community to lead the meditation. Nancy, are you here? Come on up. Nancy Rarick is here, is a wonderful member of our congregation, and she's a doctor with a lot of studies in metaphysics, too numerous to mention, but she's going to lead the meditation today, and so I invite you to get ready for that as we can seal our message this morning. Thank you. Make sure the microphone's right there where you can move it, gooseneck.
Christ's Spirit was surely with me this morning on Highway 49 while I was stuck in traffic for an hour and a half, urging Spirit to get me to the church on time. That was a terrible feeling, but I really just kept trying to affirm it's going to work out and everything will be perfect. Following what Reverend Cherie has shared with us, I'd like to say that the Fillmores taught that God is not a distant deity, but an indwelling presence, divine mind, accessible to all. Universal spiritual laws such as the law of mind action says, thoughts held in mind manifest in life. For these reasons, our meditation today is from the law of mentalism, which teaches that a deliberate, focused mind can alter your reality. So let's settle in and get comfortable, maybe uncross your legs, take a big calming breath, close your eyes if you're comfortable, and envision a beautiful white light coming into the top of your head. Feel the energy from that light going down your face, into your throat, across your shoulders, down your arms, into your chest, into your abdomen, into your pelvis, and down your legs. You are more powerful than you can imagine. Your mind is not just in your head, it's in every chakra of your body. Inside you is an incredible force. Every thought you have and every dream you dream holds new possibilities. You don't have to reach for the stars because you are part of them. Embrace this power, step into your potential, and birth a magnificent new reality. You are not a powerless drifter on a predestined path. That is an old paradigm. The universe is mind. Everything you see, touch, and experience comes from thought. Your thoughts are shaping your world. Think of it this way. If the universe was created by divine mind, and we were created by divine mind too, then our minds must be a reflection of that same divine mind inside us, shaping our thoughts and belief. As Sufi poet Rumi wisely said, you're not just a drop in the ocean, you're the entire ocean in one drop. This means that the power to create and shape our reality doesn't just come from our minds, it comes from the divine mind that we are all connected to. We have access to this incredible creative power because we are all part of the same divine source. When you start to see your mind as a potential reflection of the divine mind, it changes the way we think about ourselves. We are not solo. We are part of something much bigger and more powerful. You have the ability to tap into the wisdom and creativity of the divine mind. When you align your thoughts and beliefs with the principles of love, unity, and harmony that the divine represents, you can create incredible things. This is your reality. As you think it, so shall you be. In other words, you are what you think. Every thought is a seed planted in fertile soil. Negative, fearful thoughts, they grow weeds that choke out your dreams. Thoughts rooted in love, positivity, and purpose, they blossom into prosperity, happiness, and well-being. It's your choice. Every great invention, every masterpiece, everything we value began as a thought. Your current life, with all its twists and turns, started in your mind. Take care of your garden, weed out doubts and fears, plant seeds of optimism, water your dreams with belief, and bask in the sun of positive action. Challenge yourself to see your life without limits, where every thought vibrates with the potential to manifest the life you really want. The law of mentalism is a promise that life is as limitless and as extraordinary as the thoughts you choose. Please repeat after me. I am open and receptive to the guidance and wisdom of divine mind. I am open and receptive to the guidance and wisdom of divine mind. One more time, please. I am open and receptive to the guidance and wisdom of divine mind. And one more thing before we close, reflecting on the law of attraction, let us all continue attracting our right and perfect new church home. And so it is.